Hey, welcome back. It's Movie Club with Friends. We might be a little rusty. It's been a couple of weeks since we recorded, but we're back and we're eager and we're ready. It's 2019. First recording. Let's do it, boys. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Yeah.
Boys and
Girl. Precious,
Thank you.
precious Julie.
Thank you.
We watched Redline, which is a Jeff pick. So Jeff, take it away.
All right, so Redline, great movie, right? This movie is a work of art. It is literally a piece of artwork. It took 7 years to make. Fun fact. 7 years of arduous labor, probably Chinese slavers.
It was.
I don't know, to be honest.
It was 7 years of hand animation.
Yeah, hand animation. It literally is artwork. I think it's just a really enjoyable film. Most of my films aren't gonna make you have deep introspection. I just think that they're fun, enjoyable films. Some of them, I think this one has a little bit more to think about than the last one that I picked. But
disagree.
I think it's very enjoyable.
You had more fun with the wheelchair?
No, I mean, there's not much to think about. No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
The political strife between the robot people. Come on, Jared. But anyway, this is just. I think it's a wild ride. Figuratively and literally, the whole way. I fucking Sweet JP's character. I love him so much. The music was awesome. It's just it gets your blood pumping the right moments. The way they animate, like you think, man, they're going really fast. They can't possibly get any faster. And then to visualize them getting faster, they just the car will do a Looney Tunes crouch backwards and flail around. It's just a whole bunch of fun. It's just the whole thing with the robot planet. That was so unnecessary, but at the same time so great just to have it. What is that old cartoon Wacky Races or whatever? Where it just has that random element thrown in.
Yeah, I like how they chose. Maybe there was worse planets in this universe, but one of the worst planets you could choose to have a race on. They were literally we don't want this, and we are going to stop it.
I loved.
I'll say, when I first saw this movie, when it came out, I wanted to get that haircut. It's so
You
bad.
lame, bro.
Hey.
I loved the English voice acting. I thought it was really good, to be honest.
Did you watch the English dub?
It seemed natural, and it seemed. What you got? You didn't watch the English dub?
I did watch the English dub. I was just wondering what version you watched.
No, yeah, I watched the English. I think the English is really good. It's smooth and it feels like it fits. A lot of anime, animations you'll see it seems kind of off or they don't put the right emotions in at the right time. But for this, I thought it was really well done, and it seemed like the voice actors cared and put their hearts into the show.
Maki, I do have to make a slight addendum in that I think I had the exact same haircut as Sanoshi whenever I cut all my hair off and donated it, so I can't give you that much shit.
Cherry Boy Hunter?
Cherry Boy Hunter.
Jeff, and also a reminder for everyone, please post your ratings in Discord. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So what did you rate this?
I would rate this probably an 8 out of 10, and I'll say liked, because it's not the best movie ever, but I think it's fun, and I always enjoy hearing what my friends think about it when I show it to them.
Okay. Is that it, or you have more to say?
Oh, that's pretty much it. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10, and I liked it. Okay, I find that the animation is amazing. It looks so good to the eyes. You can really tell that they wanted to just make it about the animation, and I think that's why the dialogue is really lacking in this movie. I find that everything is so forced, or everything's like expedition or whatever, like exposition. They just talk to talk, everyone.
What do you mean?
Nothing is like a natural conversation. They're always talking to explain something. They're always talking, and it's just forced. I'm the only one that thought that way?
I agree.
No, I agree. I just didn't really understand the way you put it.
Oh, sorry.
But no, I agree.
Yeah, I do like the characters. I like the old man with 4 arms. I like JP. I like Cherry Boy Hunter. I don't like his buddy.
Can you please call her Sanoshi?
Sonoshi?
Sanoshi.
Sanoshi. I don't... His buddy, JP... Not JP. What was his name?
Frisbee.
Frisbee. I don't like Frisbee. He's a douche.
Yeah, dude, fuck Frisbee, man. I gotta understand.
I like how all the racers are all really different, and they all have like this backstory, and they all come from different places and stuff. And I like how crazy it gets, like when the bioweapon Funky Baby or Funky Boy gets released.
Oh yeah.
Do you like that name? Can we please talk about that name?
Yeah, Funky Boy.
Funky Boy.
That was stupid.
And then Buddy.
That was so dumb.
Buddy fuses with a whale and then fights it. Like, it's just getting so outrageous.
It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Now,
was it Funky Boy in Japanese, or did they just say like, all right, let's for the translation, let's just call it something really
I
stupid?
feel like it was probably
I
Funky
don't know.
Boy.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
It was probably Funky Boy. Now, okay, Jeff, maybe you can help me, because when I first watched this when it came out, and I remember when they were going super fast and it went all white and they drove past that guy in the car. The ending the ending that I had in my memory was them like going into like a different dimension, and there was like a guy riding like a robot horse, and they talked to him, and he talked about how he'd been there for like hundreds of years because he was going so fast that like time slowed down.
What are you talking about?
And then they had to like slow down, and then they won the race, and then they kissed and stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I don't know what other movie I'm getting this confused with, but apparently I watched some other racing anime and it had a different kind of ending.
The thing that made me think of was when JP remembered that guy in the super duper long car, and he would like walk on his car and then like fall down into the chair and like be smooth as fuck, and and all of his movements were just like sick. I loved that scene. I love everything about that guy and his. But that's what you reminded me of. When,
Didn't go into much more.
I need to do a little research because I need to know what I'm thinking of, or if it's like a director's cut or something. Yeah. So that's kind of have all to say. I know other people want to bring up stuff, and I'll just comment on it. So, number 3, Julie.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy any of it. I had a really bad time. Giving it a 3.
Holy shit.
It was probably
Whoa.
the worst anime.
Whoa.
You're gonna have to
That's
Julie. I don't understand.
Okay, well, I'm about to explain myself. So if anybody were to describe most over top fashion, they would have to come up with the word Redline for me.
Well, it's
Redline,
the future.
I get that Redline. So the thing that I'll give to it is that, like, it's not trying to be like, oh, like, you're not. I guess, like, I don't know, maybe my expectations were a little bit higher, but like after seeing the film, like you can tell it's not trying to be the most fantastic storyline ever. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Everything's kind of like a little bit of a joke. But I just think that Redline is just too flashy for its own good. There's only so much things flying into each other things and weird other visuals. I don't know, like it gives me a headache. Like I told Gabe when I was watching it, like it literally, like, and I don't know, like the art style of it, I can give it credit for the amount of time it took because it's beautiful in that sense, but also every single character in that movie disturbed me. Like the way everyone was written, I was just like, God, these people are grossing me out. Like this the art style just grossed me out. And I don't know. I don't know. I know Redline isn't meant to be taken seriously, but I just think that it has a sorry ass story. Mafia subplot, check. Fan service, check. Explosions, check. Freaking weird physics, check. Guys as cars, check. Authoritative regime, check. Need for speed, check. Friendship and betrayal, that has it. Weird, like romance, like rom-com, like, or slice of life as they call it in anime, check. Trippy visuals, check. And it's just, to me, it didn't have a cohesive storyline. Like, it's just like the mafia subplot. Like, I just like had so many different versions of anime piled up into one thing that did not make any sense to me. Like, I still, like, if you were to tell me, Julie, who exactly, like what happened with the mafia guy? Like, why exactly did things happen the way? I'm like, I don't know if I can really tell you. Like, it was just really kind of, I don't know. It's just too much shit going on. Too much.
That's fair. Those are all valid points.
I was just like, how do they have so many different genres of anime in one freaking movie? Like, literally. Like, can we not talk about this? Like to me, I'm like, mafia, like, cars, fan service, mecha, like, authoritative regime. Like, I can think of several, like, if Michael's trying to figure out what anime reminds him of what, like, that makes sense to me, because this anime
There's, like,
has
political turmoil in there, too.
Yes. 8 different anime, and then friendship and betrayal, like the typical, I don't know, like, and then love, like at the end, and like I think the top, like the, what is that saying? The topping of the cake, yeah, the icing on the cake. English is my second language. The icing on the cake for me is at the very end when JP and Sanoshi get together. They kiss, and then the director, the writers had to put love on there, like love, like in case you didn't know. In case you didn't know, love happened.
I forgot about that. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Like, to me, I'm like, this is like a 12-year-old boy wrote this movie.
Well, the one thing is like, to like racing and gambling, I think that goes like hand in hand with like mafia stuff. So that stuff's okay. And not that I disagree with you or anything, but I think the kind of thing what they were going for is like they wanted it to be crazy over the top. So it's like, oh, there's like a baby that's made out of energy and it's blowing everything up. Like, it's so crazy. And like, what else is gonna happen? Oh, now there's a guy fused with a whale. This is fucking like. I think what they were just going for was like, what crazy shit can we just put in this movie?
Yeah, and I would say like all their psychedelic visuals just didn't appeal to me. Like, and I can see how it would appeal to some. And when I look at like the ratings, like I can hardly find any that are bad. Like, people love this movie. So I know I'm like the odd one out, but
we're also talking about anime, and all those reviews are probably from weebs who can't say anything negative about it, so maybe they're a little biased.
God, all the robot man.
The reviews are definitely biased, because I don't think this was, ever released like mainstream. Like, definitely, I don't think this ever was in theaters. Maybe in Japan, but it's a niche clientele or niche viewership. So, and it's definitely geared towards a certain demographic.
Younger males.
Yeah.
The fact the fact that it's hand drawn, I do really respect it for that, because hand drawn animation is kind of a dying thing, and it really just reminds me, I don't know why, of like Akira and like everything that Akira did for Japanese animation.
I was thinking the same thing, Mike, and I was also thinking we probably should have just watched Akira instead.
Yes, 'cause Akira.
There's a lot of anime and a lot of shows and a lot of movies that I will get very angry with, and like, this is a shitty show or a shitty movie because like the story won't make sense or something, you know, isn't right, or it's trying to do too much. But with this, I feel it's like, I'm not watching this for the story. I want to see cars go fast and crazy shit to happen, you know, like, so everything else is just like to enhance the meaning behind the explosions and the meaning of the cars going fast. So I throw a few of my reservations out the window when I watch movies like this. But if like we're watching a movie like Looper, no, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna bring it up.
But yeah, like if I'm watching a more serious movie, then I definitely take a lot of those things into account, and they become a lot more important.
Yeah.
This movie is the epitome of style over substance. Again, that you essentially said that. Like, it is definitely trying to be stylish.
Epitome, baby.
Epitome?
I thought she said it right.
I thought I
said it right. You could say it two different ways.
Regardless.
Epitome.
Epitome.
Epitome. It's epitome.
Regardless.
I don't remember how I said it first time. I forgot.
The fact that this is a standalone movie.
Sorry.
The fact that this is a standalone movie, to me, makes it better, because it is just like, oh yeah, whatever. It's its own thing. This is what they were going for. But I'm sure if this was like a movie to a series, I would hate it, because I'd be like, the series is so good, but this movie's shit.
Plus, you can't one-up that final or that race, really.
Yeah.
Like, how do you one-up that? That's got to be the finale of the whole fucking series.
Right, exactly.
I did like the part where...
You see her tits?
No.
You couldn't.
I did like the part where the old man made them win. That was nice.
Oh yeah.
And I also liked it when Frisbee killed, or he didn't kill them, but he stood up to honor his friend JP.
He wanted to let him
all
race
those stupid
just one
subplots,
time.
man. Just like I just like think like I just gave it a compliment. I just like want to take it right back. Like
Julie is conflicted, but not really. She gave it a 3.
I cannot find what Funky Boy's name is in Japanese.
It probably is just Funky Boy.
Probably, most likely.
They probably say it in English too.
Funky Boy.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like it was that kind of movie. Okay, so let's hear from Gabe.
Okay. I will probably rate it lower than you guys. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And I wish there was like a neutral position, like between disliked and liked, because that's kind of how I felt. But I'll go with liked for now. Because it was. I'm going to watch something weird, and I'll kind of disagree with Jeff on this one point. I think this one point would increase my ranking to at least a 7. And I think if I did watch it in Japanese, I think I would have liked it more. Because, you know, you guys know anime. You guys watch animes all the time. The inflections they use and all of their words and everything is just so hypey, hyphy.
Oh,
yeah.
That, when them yelling and stuff in Japanese, that would have got me more into it. I don't know. With it being in English, it felt wrong in a sense. And I don't know. It didn't feel the same way as it would have if it was in Japanese to me.
I agree, honestly.
So that was a big thing for me. Was once it started going in English, and I was like, oh, I haven't watched the only anime really that I watched that was in English is Dragon Ball Z, which I think is fine in English, but granted, I haven't watched it in a long time.
It's better in English.
No, it's so much better in Japanese. Oh my God! Don't.
And
wait, which one have you
Goku's
seen?
voice in Japanese.
Goku's voice in Japanese is unlistenable.
No, it's so much better than the English. Oh man. Okay, well, let's not get into this. We're not talking about Dragon Ball Z and how you're wrong.
What I'm trying to say is I've only watched really one thing that was in English, so I've watched so many of these different ones in Japanese that going back to an English one, it felt off to me. And to follow up with what Mike had said about the dialogue was kind of crap. It was kind of just transactional in a sense. There wasn't much flavor to it. That made it even kind of worse. In Japanese it could have been very plain dialogue, but they would have put a lot of emotion behind their words.
Yeah.
And that would have got me hyped up and stuff. So that was two of the main things that kind of I didn't like about it.
Really, really quick. So one thing that the dialogue being kind of shit. So when JP meets up with her at that restaurant, and they start talking about her necklace, and then they're talking about how this is nitro, but it's better than nitro. It's like 100 times nitro. It's like, it's so unorganic. It's just so forced. Like, people don't talk like that. That's not how conversations go.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
In space luau's they do. I'm just kidding.
That's how I felt about most of the scenes, but like I'll specifically point out too, when she's at that restaurant with the gross food, and I don't know, she's talking to JP for the first time, and then the other guy comes in. It did seem very unnatural. I do think I'd probably appreciate it more in Japanese,
Man.
but I'm not sure.
The flashback where she crashes her car, and he's like, hey, don't worry about it. And she's like, I can't lose. I can't make mistakes like this because I'm this, and I'm this, and then also this, and this. And she's like trying to pull her car out, and it's like, holy fuck, like, what is she saying? Like, it's so bad.
And he's like, oh, I bet she didn't remember me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because she was pissed off because she ran into a fucking... She wasn't thinking about you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, why'd she give a shit? And I love that's okay. Just to go back really fast to the story, JP never brings up meeting her before ever.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't ever find out whether or not she remembers him from that moment. So dumb. Like, what was the point of us learning about that anyway?
And I guess I won't talk too much more. Well, here's a really quick point. The president of Robot Planet was such a dumb fuck. God damn. He was like Trump. He was the most impulsive.
I was gonna.
Babe, don't say that out loud.
Why?
I'm just.
Because like he had had all of his advisors around him, and he would say something, and like he'd get new information from somebody else, and they'd say, "Oh, we should do this." And he's like, "Yeah, go do that." And he just like he kept fucking like, "Oh, do that," and then like, "Oh no, Funky Boy's up." It was just like, oh my god, what a terrible fucking leader. I thought it was hilarious how bad he was.
The fact that he didn't know their big satellite beam had like a 2-hour cooldown. He's the president of this planet.
Our main weapon. What is it?
He didn't want Funky Boy to suffer. Okay?
He did not want Funky Boy to suffer.
If anything, I enjoyed how, like, because I think they were doing it on purpose to be funny, so.
I know. I just wanted to rant about it because I thought it's funny. But the last thing I'll bring up is the artwork. And while I appreciate it for the racing scenes and the action scenes, I thought it was great. Like, especially whenever, his car, there were a couple of moments where, not him using the nitro and getting all kind of psychedelic-y, but where, I don't remember if it was like the smoke or there was ashes or sparks, I guess, in front of his car where he couldn't really see, but it showed like a red glow and him behind it. I thought some of that was really cool, but the non-action scenes, I don't think I liked it much. Mostly because everything was pretty gross. I swear, everybody on those planets were disgusting creatures.
Yes.
And,
I'd hate to live in this world.
I can appreciate that to a point, but like it was just too much for me after a while. So.
Okay.
No, I hate to live in this universe.
I completely agree with you. I think pretty much all of the people were just disgusting monsters. They were very well drawn, disgusting monsters.
Yeah. Jared. Let's hear from Jared.
Alright, let's think. So, I'm going to rate this movie a 6 out of 10, and I'm going to give it a liked. Well, I don't think there's a particularly large amount of substance there. I enjoyed it for what it was and what it was trying to do, which was, tell a good racing story that, like Joyce said, had way too many different subplots going on. I like the animation style. It reminded me a lot of Akira, and a lot of effort clearly went into it. I like almost the world building. You can kind of tell they didn't really discuss anything, but just how it was and what you saw. Felt like a lot of work went into thinking about all these different worlds and how in society and how everybody reacts to the Redline and stuff. And I don't know. It was interesting. It wasn't amazing.
That's fair.
And, that's a 0 out of 10 ending.
I honestly,
Thank you.
Like, they didn't need to have them fall in love. Like, it should have just been about JP being able to race full force and winning by himself.
I really wonder if, time constraints were happening.
It took 7 years to make it. I don't think there was anything to do with time.
But I mean, what if someone was getting impatient, was just fuck it, the real ending is gonna take too long. This has been 7 years, goddammit. Just write love, and they'll understand what happened.
That is entirely possible.
True.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's more about the journey and not the ending. I don't know.
I don't think it's about the journey. There wasn't much journey there.
But what about
But at the same time, if what I said is true, then that's not an excuse. That would just be a negative on the movie.
what do you think would have happened at the end? There's so many, the Cherry Boy, that girl. I don't know what her name is.
Cherry Boy Hunter. John,
she's such a pop.
She hunts boys' virginities.
Sasano.
Sanoshi.
Fuck. Even I got it wrong.
Sanoshi. She plays such a big part in this, and she has the same end goal as. Fuck, I don't even know the guy's name.
JP. What? Did you watch the movie, John?
Yeah,
Well,
last week. Sorry.
They could have the movie just been about her, and she's a woman and she's winning the race, or they could have the movie just about JP.
This was 2010, man. You can't.
But what I'm saying is they didn't need to have the love subplot. I thought the main thing was
They didn't need
JP,
to have the 7 other subplots they had either.
No, but if they just focus on JP and Frisbee and the shit that they did in the past, and this was the one time that JP was able to race fully, I think it would have been better. But they just throw in the girl, and it's this shitty love story, and I think it just takes away from the movie.
Also, I like how, despite the fact that he was caught and charged with race fixing, that doesn't get a ban in that universe.
Yeah, that universe is weird. I don't understand at all. But
Mike,
and I don't
do you know
really
how to spell my name?
Don't worry about that.
There's only one R, Mike.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, that race is. Can I talk about one of the scenes that has still disturbed me? Is when JP's buying cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Just take it,
Yeah.
Let's take it. I'm oh my god, this is the type of nightmares. And that's when I and that's still fairly in the beginning of the movie, but that's when I knew I was done. I was I'm done with this movie.
It really bugged me that the little girl at the beginning of the movie that wanted to watch the race with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a boy.
I don't know. It's
whatever the hell it was. Regardless, when JP gets on that next planet and there's those little guys trying to sell him tickets, it's the same voice actor and they're doing the same fucking voice.
Whoa, what? I
Yeah.
didn't notice that.
It bugged the shit out of me. Anyways, Garrett.
All right. So if I had to describe this film thing, I would call it an anime
Thing.
Fast and Furious. because like
Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
care about the story. I'm in it for the action. Because I mean, like Abe said, like the animation or like the art during the slow times in the movie, I also didn't enjoy. But it was really nice whenever there was action, whenever there was racing and whatnot. But I did like most of the characters, like all the different drivers. I wanted Body Car Man to win, but you know.
Why?
Because, Julie, that's dedication to your sport. If you turn yourself into a car.
Yeah.
LeBron James, I have become the basketball.
Yeah.
He won it for like the past 7 years, didn't that? Isn't that what
Yeah,
they
I'm
said?
like, is that not enough winning for one person? Well,
I mean,
give someone
but
else a
he
chance.
was making more and more improvements every year, too. He was becoming more and more car every year.
We're talking about a super secondary character for like probably 2. Like this isn't even like
All
one
I'm
of the main
saying
secondary
is
characters.
he should have won.
I'm saying he should have been more of a like leader within the movie. Like he should have been that number one, like butted heads with JP the whole time.
Yeah, he should have been the villain.
He should have been introduced way before. He would have.
So one thing that bugs me about him and like the ending was, so at the end of the yellow line, JP comes in last because he gets blowed up and his car.
No, I think he was second.
No, he comes like in last place. They all passed him because like they're going so fast that like him blowing up it slowed him down or whatever. Anyways, so when they're going super fucking fast at the end of the movie and their car blows up and they pass him, why didn't the same thing happen?
Yeah, I don't know, Michael. Because of fucking weird
Because
physics.
anime powers.
It's whoever touches the pink first.
Yeah.
His hair won it for him.
Yes, his hair did win it for him.
Wait, that's the hairstyle you wanted, Mike?
Yeah, I was like, dude, pompadours are sweet, man.
That was
Is that
one
what
hell
it's
of a
called?
pompadour.
I think that's what those are
I'm
called.
not hip. I'm not hip enough.
Yeah,
I'll
I
trust
think-
you.
I mean, they're what, from like the 60s?
50s.
That was like a pushed forward pompadour too.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say.
What did you rate it? 7.
I was gonna give it a 6 disliked.
Thank you.
It's a
for
weird.
putting it.
Because like
You're giving it
You
a
said
6, but you
positive.
disliked it.
That's fair.
because like on the disliked it says wasn't the worst movie, but I wouldn't see it again. I wouldn't watch it again. But
Okay, that's
6
fair.
is
That's
moments
fair.
of boredom, but overall enjoyed it. It like I said, it was a Fast and Furious. Like I enjoy racing movies like that, so you know.
He likes
Yeah.
seeing Vin
He
Diesel
says
and
that
his family.
just to warn everybody. Me and Garrett did fall asleep for a solid 5 minutes each.
Yeah, during the part where they weren't racing.
But he loves racing movies.
I never said I loved racing movies. Julie. I said I like them. They're enjoyable just for the action, and I fell asleep whenever there was no action.
All right.
I don't even remember when I fell asleep. I knew it wasn't for very long.
Let's hear from closer Johnny.
All right. Okay. So my initial reaction to it, whenever Jeff and I watched this a long time ago, like Jeff, were we in high school yet when we
I
first?
have no idea when we watched this. I know it was at it was at Shay's old apartment or Shay's old house because we were having a LAN party.
I think we rewatched it though. Like I remember watching it at your house.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Because we wanted to like watch it in its entirety or whatever. Like
You
with
were
full focus.
young. You got it.
You guys were super young because I was in my first apartment.
Wait, what?
How do you know?
How do you?
Because I watched it when it came out, and I'm assuming you watched it around the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's
I
like
don't know.
okay, it came out when we were freshmen, Jeff, 8th grade to freshman.
Okay.
So anyway, if that was the case, this movie was like the most badass motherfucking thing I've ever seen at that time. Now, rewatching it, holy God, what happened? I was so pumped for this movie. As soon as I saw it at like the DVD case in Jeff's room, I was like, yes, this is gonna be the best fucking 2 hours of my life for a while. And then as soon as it like got going, like I was into it for the first scene. Like I was getting pumped as soon as like you just like see the little like the shot of the like a close up of the wheels just like fucking going hard, and it's just like super silent and like nobody can hear anything because the racers are just so far away, and then all of a sudden they just fucking blow by in half a second and everybody just goes nuts. Like, did that not just get you guys pumped?
Oh my God, you're giving me goosebumps right now.
It was like okay, that was probably like one of the better parts of the movie, because like that's really the only part that I'm gonna talk like highly about this movie. But like overall, not good. So I'm gonna give it a 6 and a liked, because but the liked is like you most likely won't like watch this movie again, but I probably will, just for the sake of like getting pumped and like that like high energy level kind of style. And like the artwork obviously is just beautiful. Like you guys touched on it like the whole time. Like I can't say anything more to it. It's just for time's sake, it's just amazing. But yeah, like the overall theme from this movie, like the takeaway, there is none.
It's
like, what are you supposed to? What are you?
It's a feast. It's a feast for the eyes, not for the brain.
Yeah.
Except for my eyes, because it gives me nightmares.
Honestly, Julie, like I can understand. There's a lot to take in, but like that to an extent, like there's different art styles or like different like moods that you have to be in to really appreciate like one specific style than the other. Like a minimalism, like geometric pattern style that you're going to be like seeing in like a museum like the Mona, compared to like something like reggae or like hippie or like psychedelic, is just going to be completely different. And like some people really like one or the other, but if you're in the right mood, you can obviously like both of them.
Yeah, for sure. No, I can definitely do that.
Yeah, and I think.
But in the words of the Lonely Island, Mona Lisa, you're an overrated piece of shit.
Is it though?
I thought the gross characters in this movie added to just the weird kookiness. Like,
in the beginning it did, but it just got too much for me.
Like that, but they kind of explained it, like in that planet that they were like practicing or like warming up on, like that's like the slums of like the nearby galaxies or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
and only ugly monsters are poor.
Yeah.
I think even like the main character art style, like the art style just wasn't like, it has nothing to do with like those characters. Like even like the main character, like JP was fine, but like Frisbee and the old man, like even though I liked his character, like really disturbed me. Like I didn't. The art style is just not mine. Like it's just not for Julie.
Yeah, they did bring up like weird things within the movie too, like magic. Apparently, certain parts of the galaxy have magic in it.
I forgot to mention that genre, the fantasy genre. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The fairies with their magic. I remember watching this and I was just like, this is a thing now.
Makes sense.
The little like 13-year-old queen just like fucking making a road.
Yeah, they
I
had.
took care of it.
They had to have a loli in there, man.
Yeah.
It is anime.
So, are you done, John? I don't want to cut you off.
Keep going. I mean, or go ahead. Sorry, I'm trying to find like a GIF to explain like to Julie like just how funny this is.
So, I've watched this movie, I think, probably 3 or 4 times now, and the time that I watched it before watching it for for movie club, I watched it at an army training when I was doing my reclass training to 25 Bravo, it was during like a 3-month training session in wherever. Anyway, we all got the weekends off, and one weekend I convinced some of my buddies. I was like, guys, you gotta watch this anime. It's fucking awesome. It'll get you pumped or whatever. And I remember like cringing throughout it, and I was thinking like, this is not. Pretty much a lot of what you guys said, pretty much exactly what John said, was exactly how I felt when I watched it that time. But at the same time, I still, every time I watch it like alone or with people that I know have more, I guess, more similar. I mean, they're my friends, but at the same time, it was like, this is actually not the greatest movie ever. But yeah, I definitely agree with pretty much all of your points. But to me, it's just, I don't know. I enjoy it, which is why I gave it the score that I did. But you all make perfectly valid points.
It's just, I don't know, even looking at this GIF that John posted in Discord, sorry you won't be able to see it, but it's just them looking at each other. Like, there's just so much, like, detail.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sweat, yeah.
No, I was going to point out, just look at the back seat people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he's drippy and just bouncing with the car. The small detail that they throw in there is just hilarious.
That's really good.
I remember.
That's how I feel about most anime, though. Like anime, they usually put a lot of thought into the artwork.
Another scene that sticks out in my head was when they're showing JP that motor that they bought him. And they just have it like going off in the garage.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I just thought about how many fucking like times did somebody have to redraw that, and just like that engine just redraw it, just slightly moving and blah blah blah. Like the fact that that was hand drawn, and it's so detailed and it's moving so slightly but so furiously. It blows my mind. As someone that doesn't draw or is not an artist, I just couldn't even imagine starting to draw something like that. That's why I really appreciate it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. That one of the soldiers from the robot world,
the one that cried a lot.
Yeah, the one that cried a lot. Do you think that he is like a hybrid, kind of like that baby thing? The fucking, what is it? Like the big ass baby that like cried and then just exploded. Funky Boy, yeah. Do you think they're part of like the same?
I thought the whole thing that they were all
the robots are kind of like connected.
Robot, part like
like
human, but not
yeah,
human.
but like why did he stick like? I could care less about that character, honestly. Like, I really didn't think he was a good part of the movie, but just like it was weird that he like had such a connection with the Funky Boy kind of style, where like it was just like getting mad and like he was going off on just like a hissy fit, and he'd get stronger every time he get mad. So
I think it was just another one of these side characters that they gave a really detailed backstory to,
and tropes too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys. Just like those crime fighting, or like those two guys that go out and
the bounty hunters
wreak havoc.
Yeah.
They really just try to fit as many tropes as possible into this movie. It seemed like
it was just a celebration to anime and all its tropes. I don't fucking know, man. Anyways, let's move on. I guess it's my turn?
You guess. You know it's your turn. You've been waiting for this moment.
You went second, Mike.
Yeah, you did go second.
No.
For who
to pick the
next?
movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay, we're retarded.
I was very confused too.
The whole thing got out of order also. Jeff did pick, but it should have been Garrett's pick, so I'm just trying to...
Garrett picked Giant.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Restarting, so oldest person.
Okay. So I have...
Go ahead, Grandpa.
I have 3 movies. Akira, No Country for Old Men, or Rubber.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
I vote for Akira because I've seen the other two.
I've seen Akira, but not the other two.
I'd be down to see Rubber again, but
Wow, actually, I don't want to see it.
it's
How do you spell Akira?
in Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu. Is it live action?
No, it's
No.
it's anime. I didn't want to pick it, but now that we've been like talking about it, I didn't want to pick it because we just did an anime. But like, who cares?
1980.
I kind of, but it's fine. I vote for No Country for Old Men, but I really don't care.
Have you
Rubber looks weird.
Have you seen Akira?
I think I saw it a really long time ago, but no.
It's one of those things you have to see again.
Yeah, I want to pick No Country, but I think we'll have a lot of talk about for Akira. There is a lot to say about it with like its past and everything. So you know what?
It's another racing movie.
I haven't
Not a
seen No
racing
Country
movie.
for Old Men.
Let's watch Akira.
Okay.
All right, you're the boss.
Next week, Akira. My next movie. In 8 weeks, we'll see. It'll either be Rubber or No Country.
Oh.
Okay.
Is the main character in Rubber really a car tire?
Yeah.
Really, don't ask questions. You just gotta watch the movie.
Julie,
I
pick.
think I'm gonna be sick
It's a
that
wild
week.
ride.
Julie, pick.
It's a wild ride.
Yeah, I've never seen Rubber, but Julie, pick it for your turn. Anyways, next week, watch Akira. Say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.